Yo, what is up, my mullet sharp here, bringing you guys another episode of Twitter Topics for you guys today. I want to wish you guys all a Merry Christmas Eve, and if you're watching this tomorrow, Merry Christmas. But this is where you guys send in your topics to me on Twitter, and I just pretty much read them, and you guys can also ask some questions. So I'm going to read some questions off the start. This one's from Minnesota Burns. Are you in Santa chilling tonight when you're on the COD grind? Yeah, we had to make a team change, and, we got to grind COD. UMG Philly's coming up, so I'll probably be hanging out with Santa Claus coming down the chimney, probably eating some cookies and milk with him. So if you want to join us, Minnesota Burns, you can join. Someone also asked me, would I ever do a Draw My Life milestone video? If you guys aren't familiar, Draw My Life is where people, I guess I saw Jimmy do one, or Chaos Silencer. You guys know him. He did one of those, and it was like, he drew out what his childhood was and talked about his childhood and all that stuff. And let's be honest, Jimmy is a lot older than me, so he would have a lot more to talk about in a video like that. And I also saw Optic Midnight. I saw her video, and she had a very interesting childhood, like a lot to talk about in her childhood. Mine, I don't know. I really do not know what I would talk about. I didn't really have that interesting of a childhood. I mean, it would probably just be like, yeah, I went to school, hung out with friends, came home, played games, all that. It wouldn't really be that interesting. By the way, the gameplay you guys are watching is from last night, or I guess earlier this morning, like 3 in the morning. I was playing pubs with Neslo, Haley, D-Pad, and Kazdov. So, yeah, I don't think I'll ever do a Draw My Life. I don't know. It'll be something maybe in the future. But as of right now, I don't think it would be that interesting. A Draw My Life from Sharp. So let's get into these Twitter topics. The first one I have is importance of effective communication in competitive Call of Duty. A lot of you guys know communication. You might hear teams say small talk, all that stuff. Well, what does that mean? Basically, call out what you're doing to your team, like where you're going, and what you plan on doing while you're going there. Like, all right, it's domination. Your team has A flag. The other team has C and B. If you're pushing in B, you need to tell your team so they don't push C. And vice versa. If you're pushing C, tell your team so they don't push B. And that way you work as a team. And you really need to have a shot caller on the team. Someone who's telling you, all right, let's work B. All right, let's work C. Because if you don't, then you'll all just be clusterfucked going for different flags. And you'll be giving the other team a bunch of split spawns. And it'll make it a lot easier for them to hold both flags. So you got to pick one flag and attack that, and just communicate what you're doing. Try not to bitch, try not to complain. Especially, I mean, obviously on LAN, there's really nothing to complain about if you die. But I mean, I know online is a struggle for a lot of people. Mine also being a struggle. The internet in Kentucky is Magunda, and so I understand. Like sometimes you have to be like, oh, fucking internet, blah. But a lot of times it's really better to just not say anything and just call out and keep the communication up, and also make sure there's no dead silent just areas in your communication, because if there is, then it'll just slow down the whole game. You guys will just be depressed, and communication. Honestly, it keeps your spirits up, to be honest. So just try to keep communicating. Don't complain. It's the best answer I can give you. All right, school, high school and college, gaming and a job. What to do with your time? All right, well, most of you guys probably know I graduated high school and I've taken time off of college to kind of pursue this whole gaming thing. And I don't have a job. I guess you would say gaming is my job. And where would I say it would draw the line? If you can see down the road that you don't think you're gonna have a future doing this, then I would not recommend, taking your time. I would treat it as a hobby. Make sure you keep your priorities straight. I went to high school. I did high school, and it was good. It was like I did it, and I don't know. I went to public school. It wasn't really it wasn't really much of a struggle. It wasn't really that hard, and I passed, and I got my diploma and honors, which really means nothing. If you guys are in high school doesn't really mean that much. But I mean, if you're trying to get into a good college, it's either you have really good grades and it's helping you get scholarships and shit, or if you're like doing honors classes and stuff like that, it's really just a waste of time. It's either you're getting really good grades going for scholarships, or you're just there chilling. I guess there's keys money too. I don't know. Like you get money for your grades. So don't listen to me. Just get good grades, kids. Jesus. But anyway, you got to learn how to prioritize your time. If you're like, oh, I want to make money off YouTube. All right, then post YouTube videos. But if you're like someone that has 1,000, 1,000 or like 20,000, or even like me, I only have 40,000, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, YouTube is a form of income to me, but it's not like a main form of income. It's not where I'm making like the money that I live off YouTube, and so make sure that you guys prioritize your time and realize when something needs to become a hobby. If you're sitting here 23, 24 years old and you're still posting YouTube videos and your channel's not even partnered, you're just posting them and you're hoping to get partnered one day, then that's when it needs to become a hobby. And like YouTube is something that you need to do in your free time, and maybe that hobby forms into what you would call a career. That's just my opinion. I'm just gonna say don't waste your time doing something. And obviously, if Call of Duty is something that you want to do and you want to pursue that, and you're like, oh well, I want to be a professional Call of Duty player, and go to COD Champs and win $100,000 and post YouTube videos and stream and do all this stuff and make all this money, then you can pursue that. But like I said, don't let it consume you, and don't waste your time doing something that should be a hobby. Because sometimes it's just not there for people. All right. Talk about why and how the community is so messed up, and what you think is the sorry, I had the question cut off. The cause. Why would I say the community is messed up? I was tweeting Gandhi a little bit about this last night. I was even talking to my team about this a little bit last night, and I feel like every team just hates everyone. Every team hates every team. They give no shits about them. If you look how a lot of the pro teams treat the upcoming amateur teams, it's awful. They lose to them online, and like if you lose to an amateur, if you see a pro team lose to an amateur team, a lot of sometimes you'll see them tweet good game, good game. But if you go watch their stream, they'll be sitting there talking shit about them, calling them random, saying they're getting lucky, saying it's all internet. A lot of times you'll see pros like just tweet out like, "Oh, these guys fucking suck. They use this shit, they use that shit. They're internet, blah blah blah." And I think it's just bad. I think it's bad that everyone hates everyone, and it's just it's just a big pile of hate on top of more hate, and a lot of jealousy. A lot of people are jealous. If you see people talk shit about Optic, main reason is they're jealous of Optic. There's not really a player that, and this is also a bad thing. There's not a player that if they were offered a spot to join Optic, that they wouldn't join Optic. And I guess you would say that if there's a player that wants to make this a lifelong career, then they would join Optic, because that's what Optic's doing. They're making a living off gaming. They're making a killing off gaming. And so if you're about wanting to make a career and do this for a living, then that's what you need to do is get on a team like Optic. And there's so many teams that are just so far behind that, and it sucks that Optic has that power. But I mean, and it's not their fault. They have the fan base and stuff. They can, they can be like, oh well, you join us or whatever. And it's really like the Yankees. They've been compared to like the Yankees of Call of Duty, to where, they could just offer a team a spot, and any player would leave. Kind of like the same way Gunjar left our team. He said it was for business reasons. And I think that's just like a really shitty way to leave a team, to be honest. Like to say like business reasons, because if everyone just keeps jumping teams from Optic to Envy, Optic to Envy, Optic to Envy, Complexity, whatever, for business reasons, then you're gonna see, a lot of people, you're just gonna see a lot of organizations die. Like you see Unite, that organization is kind of going away. Vanquish, they're not funding their team to UMG Philly. And you're just seeing a lot of teams die because of sketchiness and teams wanting to jump on different organizations. And I think Curse is also one of the teams that people are coming up and seeing like, oh, I want to be on Curse. Like they leave their teams to try to get on Curse. And I feel like gaming has kind of turned into, who's the better team, and wanting to be on the better team, to wanting to be on the team with the most opportunities for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just think it needs to change. I think, everyone needs to stop hating on each other. Everyone needs to stop being so jealous of each other. And people really need to open their eyes and realize, like, you need to help each other out. Like, I hardly see any pros tweet out any other streams. JCap, every night, if JCap's done streaming, he'll send his viewers to Sonya. He sent viewers to Neslo. He sent viewers to me. And he'll send viewers to people, which is a good thing to do. Like, when you're turning your stream off, be like, hey, go check out this guy. Because it just spreads the love around the I'm kidding, that sounds really gay, but honestly it does. It helps, it helps the community grow, and that's what we need. We need to quit being jealous and start spreading the love. But that's pretty much everything. I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, be sure to give it a like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. This is Sharp. I'm out. Peace.